What's going on, everybody? Benjamin Bok Choi here with another F122 video. Today we're going to be looking at the weekly event this week. It's a featured event at Singapore. I was excited when I saw the Williams car, thinking that I would be able to drive it as Alex Albon today, but it's actually just Latifi. I guess it's a good send-off for Latifi. This new season's about to start in about... Actually, it's about to start tomorrow. FP1 will be tomorrow morning, so... yeah, good way to send off Latifi. So you are starting P10, looking to finish P8. Now, this one's actually pretty interesting because there's two strategies that you can really use here. You're on the hards right now. Vettel is on the softs. I think you're only at about 45% tire wear on your hards. So if you're fast enough on used hard compound tires, you can probably stay on the hards and make a go of it here. Probably help with your overall time, but I'm not good on the hards, and so I decided to pit for the softs at the end of this lap, going under the overpasses in sector 3. You will get a VSC, which you will see here in a few moments. Alonso in front of you, P8, will eventually pit as well. He doesn't pit under the VSC for some reason. I suppose it's just to make the featured event a little bit more interesting here. So VSC right now, I jump into the pits, put on new soft tires. You're going to get jumped by 3 cars. Magnussen, Bottas is the car that is having an issue right now, so he's not going to pass you. And then I believe it is Gasly and somebody else. Can't remember. Oh, Gasly and Joe. So going into the pits now, we are putting on the new soft tires. Alonso will pit at the end of the next lap. And if you, I think even if you're not driving all that great, you should be able to jump him in the pit lane anyway. So right now we're throwing on the hards. We're going to drop down a few positions. If you're quick enough here, this is at 100 difficulty, and I did try it at 105, and at 105 I was able to jump Gasly and Joe. For some reason, when I turned down the difficulty to 100, both of them got by me this time. So yeah, I think 105 is doable. I would just always get to the last like 2 laps, and then I would end up trying to push too hard and end up crashing. But I think if I just kind of drove a little bit more carefully, I think 105 would have been achievable for me. But just because I wanted to get the video out, I tried it at 100, and it's pretty much the same race at 100 as it is at 105 anyway. So if you're quick enough on that first lap and you're close enough to Vettel, you can get in front of Joe and Gasly, and that's 2 less cars for you to worry about. Alonso is going to come out behind Joe and work his way through the grid. So towards the end of the race, Alonso is going to be a threat, as you will see later on. But for now, just trying to catch up to Joe and save as much battery as we can. We did start off with, I think, about 50% battery, but I used a little bit of it to try to catch up to Vettel. And after the pit stop, now we are at about 60%. So I think if you're lucky, you should be able to overtake Joe and Gasly either on the first DRS straight, on the start-finish straight, or on the long straight, the long DRS straight. So that DRS zone after the bridge is kind of difficult to overtake at, so I don't recommend trying to overtake there. I would try to set up your overtakes for the first 2 DRS zones, as we will do here. I can't remember exactly what we did. Don't think we're close enough to pass him here, but we'll see in a second. So again, DRS using battery as well. I think this is going to be a pretty... Yeah, I backed out of this one just because we're too far back here, but the overtakes shouldn't be too difficult. As you can see, he is on mediums, Gasly is on hards. The confusing thing is, if you take a look at the race director, Vettel is on a soft strategy, and I was expecting Vettel to pit at some point during the race here, but he actually doesn't pit. Magnussen is on softs as well, and he doesn't pit either, so I'm not really sure if that's just kind of a mistake that the developers made in programming this event. But don't be fooled. Vettel and Magnussen have done 2 soft stints, and they're going to finish on that final soft stint, so that kind of confused me a little bit. I played through once on like 90 difficulty just to kind of see what was going to happen, and Yeah, to my surprise, neither one of those guys boxed for new tires. So we do catch up to Gasly here on this DRS straight, but he is a little bit too far ahead. Do I do a... oh, this is the one where I dive it down the inside anyway. So we do make the overtake there, but he is on hards. He'll probably be the only car that you can probably do that to, except for maybe... no, he's the only one on hards in front of us. Yeah, Vettel and Magnussen both on softs, and Alonso is behind on new softs now as well. So yeah, we got a little bit lucky there. So I'm going to fast forward a bit too when we catch up to Magnussen. So here we are now, lap 59. I think a few laps before this, your engineer comes over the radio and says that Magnussen is having some car trouble. So he will be slow when you catch up to him. So don't be discouraged when you see the gap. And the gap to Vettel was like 18 seconds as well. But remember, these guys are on super old soft. So 18 seconds with like maybe 5 or 6 laps to go wasn't too difficult to get out in front of them. And here we make the overtake on Magnussen, giving him a whole bunch of room, actually going off track there a little bit, but Cody's doesn't use strict corner cutting rules on the weekly events for some reason, so we don't get a warning there. And then just 5 seconds up to Vettel now. We only have a lap and a half left, so we'll just stay on board. As you can see behind us now, Alonso attacking Magnussen, and even at 100 difficulty, Alonso was super quick. I feel like he had the same pace at 100 difficulty that he did at 105 difficulty, so I think Alonso is just kind of programmed to be really quick on your 6 towards the end of this event. But yeah, take a look at this. We are halfway through our penultimate lap. We still have 3.4 seconds to Vettel, and because of his old tires, it's not going to really be too difficult. We are just gaining through every single corner here. We're already at 2.8, 2.6, so 2.3. I don't know what's going on. He's just really super slow, even on the straights here for some reason. Alonso behind us now within DRS, so we have to worry about him. And actually, one of the times that I played it at 105, I almost beat this, starting the final lap going down the start-finish straight. And Alonso was so close behind me that he actually did a double overtake on both Vettel and myself. So that kind of ruined one of my runs at 105. But yeah, look at that. Only it only took us a lap to catch up to Vettel to close that 3-second gap. So seeing Alonso in my mirror, I didn't want that to happen again. So I'm going to try and make the overtake here. A little bit cleaner than the Magnussen overtake, so I suppose it's a good overtake. But luckily for us, Alonso is stuck behind Vettel for now, so he'll have to overtake Vettel down this DRS straight. Or actually, he takes care of it before. But now he's like 9/10ths back, so we don't have to worry about him overtaking us here. And now the only place that he can probably overtake is after the bridge on the next DRS straight. Verstappen wins the race quite a distance ahead of us here, and even Russell and Sainz are like 41 seconds, 42 seconds in front of us. So yeah, not a super difficult featured event, but it was quite long, so that made it a little bit difficult to kind of drive the slow Williams on having to lower the wings by like 6 in the front and 6 in the back, just to make it competitive. So it was a little bit difficult in that sense, but the event itself wasn't that difficult. Just trying to make sure we didn't hit the wall with this crappy car was the most difficult. So you can see even on this last lap here, Alonso's hounding us up until the finish line. But yeah, it was still pretty fun, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked the length. I wish all the events were kind of this length, or the esports qualifying events were this length, just to kind of make it a little bit more challenging. But the featured event for this week was pretty fun, even though Singapore is not really a super strong track of mine. I did go into time trial and actually improved my time trial time by like 6/10ths. Went onto RaceNet, compared my lap time to Akinci. I think it was Akinci. I was going to use Ron Hars, but I was like, I don't think that's achievable anyway, so wink wink. So yeah, we finished this at 100 difficulty. It is Thursday. I think if I grind it out I mean, I was so close to beating it at 105 anyway. I think I could probably beat this at 105, but anything more than that is probably a little bit too difficult for me. So yeah, that was the featured event for this week, boys. You know, I hope you pick up one or two things that will help you with your runs. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. We'll get back to leaderboard here, and you guys recognize one of these names from our weekly event race at Abu Dhabi last week? Take a look at P8. That's so funny. I don't even understand this. Tyler, if you're watching this, why the hell do you even play this game if you're just going to use cheats, man? You really think people believe that you're that fast? I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you think I've earned it, please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Remember to eat bok choy. I'll see you guys in the next one.